We are here in my brand new office, a rooftop. We are on a rooftop in Duluth, and as you can see, the lie of the land, it's still green. Fall is right around the corner, so I wanted to make a video and a point to get out before all of this greenery goes away and turns brown for the year, to make an infrared video. So that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, so the name of the game is infrared photography, and the camera I am using is this Lumix GX1. Now, I'm not gonna go so deep into the specs of this particular camera because that is not what the focus of this video is about. I just more or less want to showcase infrared photography and my shallow experience with it. By no means am I a pro, or am I gonna pretend to be. That's not the point of this channel, is to show different styles of photography that are accessible to anyone. So if I can do it, you can do it too. I will, however, say that this is the GX1, so it's a 16 megapixel micro four thirds camera within the X series of Panasonic Lumix cameras, which means it is more or less their street shooting builds. And as you can see, it is very compact, especially with this 12x32 lens that I'm using. What is not compact, however, is my Manfrotto tripod that I can't fit in my jogging pants no matter how relaxed fit they are. So alas, here's what I got. The lenses that I've been using are the Canon 50-200 with the speed booster Viltrox and this 12-32. There is hotspots in these lenses which we can get into and touch base on because that's something you're gonna run into when you're doing infrared photography anyways. So for most kinds of photography, you'd want to go out during golden hours or when the sun isn't at its harshest. But with infrared, you're going to need as much sunlight as you can get. So I encourage you to try IR photography during what is known as the ugly parts of the day. So maybe around lunchtime. Now there is going to be two ways to do infrared photography on a digital system. You can get infrared filters, but if you're doing this, you will need to get a tripod because in doing so, you're going to have to use a very slow shutter speed. Shooting infrared is going to turn your foliage a different color and your sky is going to be that signature black look. But I'd encourage you to step aside and out of the traditional boxes and explore. I mean, try to take some urban shots in infrared or turn them black and gray for some surprising results. Some weeks photography might take me to a nice orchestra, maybe a fancy house, and I might see a monetary return. And other times I might be in the dumps, but I love it all the same. Hotspots can be almost unavoidable when doing infrared photography, so your best bet is to just make do with what you have. That said, I would do some research and find out which glass works best with your system, but as you can see here, it's a perfect example of what a hotspot looks like. It shows up as a whiter tint on your image, usually in the center of the frame. The way to mitigate this is to simply narrow your aperture. So a lot of people put the focus with infrared photography on landscapes, rivers, foliage, skies, things of that nature, but I would encourage you to take full advantage of the fact that infrared cuts through atmospheric haze as well. So don't be afraid to use your telephoto lens and zoom in just a little bit. The look of your shots can vary greatly on the white balance you set. Now, I've been told a couple things on forums and again YouTube University as to what to set it to. Some have said daylight, others have said set it to the grass. So I did both and came up with some different results each time, but I was personally pleased either or. I really don't have a good way to close out this video other than to say you should try infrared photography. It's a good way to change up your perspective or try something new, maybe spice up your grayscale imaging. You can usually pick up an infrared camera for pretty cheap on your Anchor camera store outlets or online shopping centers websites. Adorama, KH, they'll usually have what you're looking for when it comes to converted cameras at a fair price. If I were to take away 3 things that you should know about IR photography is 1, know your camera, 2, know what lenses work with that system. So scrounge YouTube and message board to see what the best pairing would be. And 3, have fun. It's a different way to get some different shots. So that's it for now. We're going to be filming back in Duluth. Expect regular content. Fall's coming around the corner, so that means it's time for a weird camera classic. Thank you for watching. Find in the comments, subscribe to Matt's Notes on Instagram, and I will see you next time.